Appreciate
Got it.
Sure. Coach, I was talking to Carter Verhaeghe, and he said you could 100% feel just a shift in energy these last couple of days of getting guys like Barkov and Gudas, even having Ekblad in the non-contact jersey out on the ice. Can you feel a renewed sense of energy from the guys?
You can just see it, and just having Barkov go through the middle of the neutral zone in practice. He's a big man. He moves the pace of practice. You have four kind of legitimate center icemen now driving the pace of practice. Having Gudas back in the lineup, just personality alone drives the energy. And, you know, that's our first back-to-back practices at home in, I don't know, maybe a month and a half. So we get to get up to speed, get feeling good, get touching the puck a little bit more. Yeah, they got some jump.
Obviously, for the injuries updates, Barkov was in full practice. He's good to go for tomorrow.
Yeah. So
and then the other guys, Ekblad and Tierney, where do they stand?
So we won't clear anybody till tomorrow because you got to get through practice, and we've dealt with enough flu. But our expectation is that Gudas and Barkov will be in the lineup tomorrow. We expect Ekblad also, unless there's a change, to be available to play tomorrow. Tierney is a no.
Okay, and just how good is that to more or less be, knock on wood, to be finally be full strength?
You can survive without your best players. You can grind, and you have to when they're out of your lineup. But you take two of the top three centermen off every team and you run them for 10 games, you're going to be challenged. So we've had some guys step up and play very well. I think the Stahl line with Lombard and Cousins, you know, against Jersey here the other night, that might have been our best line. So there's some chemistry brewing there. Carter Verhaeghe goes back with a player that he's used to playing. So having your team at full strength, and we won't stay there, but it's just nice to get a look at them every once in a while, what they could be.
I mean, there are a number of guys in it with a long scoring drought, specifically in the middle six. How does having that long break do for kind of resetting the batteries there and forgetting about that?
Yeah, I think you get to that middle six, we'll go back to those center icemen too. They drive so much of the play. And now it is important, the mental rest. A change is sometimes as good as a rest. You got a different center iceman to play, or you get to play with a guy that you used to play with when things were good. I think that's really important. And then none of it matters now. So we move from just in terms of blocks of the season. I think you find individual points or something people look at out of the gate. Who's hot? Who's going to have a big year? And from now into the All-Star break for our team, the individual points just don't matter anymore, and it's got to be team points.
I mean, Colin White's a guy that hasn't scored in 11 games, and you're going to get a shot next to Barkov. I mean, what are you kind of expecting from him there?
I'm expecting the game that he played earlier in the year and a renewed sense of I'm playing with Barkov and Verhaeghe. That jump, I mean, there's a chance you and I could score. You probably more than me, but there's a chance you and I could do something on that line. So you want to be a productive part of it, right? You want to put pucks in places that those guys understand. You want to don't slow a group down. You've got real good speed. He's a smart player, and he can play off those two guys, but just allow Verhaeghe and Barkov to play at the speed that they're capable of by what you do.
We talked about Anton Levchi yesterday about being up here and all that. To have him on the line with Lundell, a countrymate, someone who, especially with Anton Levchi still dealing with the language barrier a little bit, just to be able to have a guy, have some comfort there on that front to help him as he settles in for tomorrow.
Really important because it's such a different game over here, right? To understand the nuances of the game, having somebody that you can constantly ask questions of the bench. Lundy's a very smart player, so he'll be able to articulate what's happening. And then you also need somebody to kind of green light your game. So he's going to want to do everything right, but he's here to shoot pucks. He's a shooter. So we don't want the one Anton trying to pass to the other Anton to keep him happy. If it's on his stick, we want him to think shooting. So Lundell will tell Levchi that, shoot the damn puck, man. And that green lighting a guy, okay, I can go out and play the game I know how to play.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.